Do you lack inner peace, as if there's a never-ending cycle of thoughts and emotions just swirling around in your mind? In this video, I'm going to discuss the power of healing your inner child. And if you're new to this concept, I'm going to explain what the inner child is, and I'm also going to share 3 reasons on why you need to reconnect and heal your younger self. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kully, and I talk about life-changing topics. Today I'm going to dive into the concept of healing your inner child. Now you may be wondering, what exactly is the inner child? Well, let me break it down for you. The inner child refers to the part of us that still carries the unhealed wounds and unresolved emotions from our childhood, usually between the ages of 4 and 10 years old. It represents our youthful innocence, our vulnerability, and our authenticity. Our experiences as children greatly shape our beliefs, our behavior patterns, and our emotional responses in adulthood. When your inner child is wounded or neglected, it can negatively impact your life through your relationships, the way you view yourself, and the way you view the world. As you move through the different stages of life, you collect emotional baggage that you may not be aware of, but they compound on top of each other. Think of being bullied at school, disempowering teachers. Now add teenage problems and then young adult problems. Some of you may have experienced toxic relationships. Our childhood experiences, whilst not making any sense at the time, shape our adult beliefs and behavior patterns in ways that you can't even imagine. Our inner child forms a part of our subconscious mind that controls 95% of our daily actions. That subconscious mind controls our perceptions and beliefs about ourselves. It also impacts how we interact with people and the world around us. Maybe like myself, you experienced emotional wounds as a child. Maybe you're still carrying the energy from those traumatic events into adult life. These experienced unchecked will manifest into your adult life in uglier ways. Healing your inner child allows you to address the roots of these behaviors and cultivate self-love and understanding for self. Here are 3 reasons why healing your inner child is so important. By healing your inner child, you can break free from negative patterns that have been holding you back. Patterns you may not even be aware of. For example, maybe you suffer from self-doubt. Maybe you have low self-esteem. Maybe you have low confidence. Maybe you find yourself self-sabotaging or suffering from imposter syndrome. Maybe there's a constant need of approval. You may even find yourself in situations where you lack control over your emotions or reactions. Now, this can lead to a feeling of helplessness and cause confusion. By addressing the root cause of these patterns, you take back control over your life. You can release yourself from self-sabotage. You can release yourself from the guilt and the shame. Your life can completely change when you become aware of why you have the beliefs about yourself that you do, and then learn to break free from these beliefs. When you start this process, it's important to remember that this is a forever journey. It's not as easy as flipping the switch. However, it is liberating when you finally experience that breakthrough. But you need to be aware that breakthrough will come with resistance. It's also important to remember you were not born with these limiting beliefs. You were not born with these guilts or fears. Again, these are learnt behaviors and patterns rooted back to your childhood. The second reason you need to heal your inner child is that it allows you to cultivate self-compassion, and it allows you to improve and increase your levels of self-love. Maybe you carry deep-seated feelings of shame, unworthiness, or not being good enough. These underlying beliefs can lead to a constant need for validation or seeking the approval of other people. Compounded by the fact that we live in a world that feeds off insecurity, we find ourselves struggling to even understand what self-love is, let alone achieve it. Now add toxic relationships to the mix. A partner who's been crushing your self-esteem by telling you that you're not good enough, or you're stupid, or you don't know anything. All of this compounds on top of your already low self-esteem. But it's also important to remember that your partner who's saying or doing these things to you are also in need of healing, but not by you. That's a topic for another video. By healing your inner child, you will develop a more loving and nurturing relationship with yourself. This newfound self-compassion becomes the foundation for healthier relationships as you learn to set boundaries and honor your own needs first. That love will then pour over to other people. As your inner child heals, you develop the courage to show up for others in a more loving and authentic way. This courage that you then display gives permission to other people to find their own courage too. Now, before I go into the last reason, if you're getting some value from this video, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. It's the only way the channel can grow. And by helping me, you're also helping other people see this video, and they might also get some value from it. So I thank you and I appreciate you. So the third reason to heal your inner child, you will unlock a sense of true authenticity within you. When you were a child, you were uninhibited, you were full of curiosity, and you were free to express your true self. However, as you went through childhood into teenage years and then adult life, you lost that sense of play. I would even argue that that sense of play, or that freedom to express yourself, was unintentionally taken away from you. Once you learned how to walk and talk, all other encouragement from your parents stopped, because nobody wants the child who can't walk or talk, right? But once you learned those two things, it became don't do this, don't do that. Get down from there, you'll hurt yourself. Be realistic, you can't do this, or you can't do that. Now add school problems on top, disempowering teachers, bullying, and anything else that may have happened to you whilst in your childhood. As you were experiencing all of this, you began building walls to protect yourself as a child. You learned to go into survival mode, and maybe you've unconsciously chosen to stay there all these years, and now you don't know how to get out of it. That survival mode you're in will stop you from becoming your authentic self. By reconnecting with your inner child, you can tap into that purity, that authenticity, that innocence, and that energy, which will bring you more joy, playfulness, creativity, which in a sense will bring you more peace. Reconnecting and healing your inner child is all about tapping into the part of yourself that has been buried under years of emotional baggage. That part of you that is unapologetically authentic. It's about learning to live life on your own terms and knowing that's your birthright. One important aspect of healing your inner child is the ability to distinguish between the needs of your actual present self and those needs of your inner child. Your inner child has unmet needs that were not met in the past, such as the need for affection, love, protection, or attention. Now, these needs will often show up in adult life subconsciously, and they'll show up like emotional outbursts or irrational behavior. By identifying and learning to meet these needs yourself and understanding that it's not your partner's job to meet these needs, you can then begin to address the root causes of your behavior and your emotions. For example, if your inner child is crying out for attention, you can begin to set aside time for self-care and prioritize your emotional needs. This allows you to connect with yourself on a deeper level. It allows you to create a better relationship with yourself and your emotions. If you've made it this far into the video, then I think it's become quite evident that healing your inner child is a powerful journey that can lead to profound emotional healing. By understanding and addressing the wounds of your past, you can break free from negative patterns. You can cultivate self-compassion and increase your levels of self-love. You can unlock true authenticity and you can create inner peace. It's important to remember that healing your inner child doesn't happen overnight. It's a continuous journey that requires action and effort, and it can be very uncomfortable at times, and that's okay. It's supposed to be. It's about showing up for yourself and generating more self-love and more self-acceptance. It's about going deep within to locate the roots of your pain. It's about accepting that you do have pain. As you take this journey, you have to remember to be patient with yourself. You have to remember it's a process. Healing your inner child gives you the chance to create real lasting peace in your mind, and it'll allow you to unlock a freedom that allows you to live life on your own terms. It's often a lonely and uncomfortable journey, but it will develop compassion, self-love, and authenticity for yourself. That's all I've got for you in this video. I would love to know your thoughts. Have you ever explored connecting or healing your inner child? Have you ever heard of this concept? If you want to learn more, drop a comment below and let's connect. And as always, if you got some value from this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I thank you, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.